Uh, Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'd like to welcome you to the 7th edition of Data for Policy conference, which will focus this year on ecosystems of innovation and virtual physical interactions. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Francesco Mureddu. I'm Senior Director at the Lisbon Council, which is a think tank based in Brussels. And I'm also member of the General Chair team of Data for Policy, and I am Regional Chair of the Europe, Middle East, Africa, basically branch of Data for Policy. So here we are today to discuss the power of data, and in particular, the specific ability of data to improve policymaking process, to improve the policymaking activity, and to improve the evaluation of the impact of policymaking and of policies. Policymaking, can be defined as a process of different stages. For instance, a first phase is agenda setting, which basically consists in trying to discovering the challenges that are related to policy and to detect those challenges and to detect problems before they become unsolvable. And in this sense, data is very important because data can be used to figure out what kind of challenges can affect society. The second phase is policy design, and it concerns also the discussion through opinion mining and sentiment analysis, the discussion on what are the most important political issues, what are the most important policy issues, and what is basically the sentiment of people, and what is the opinion of people toward those issues and those policies. The third phase is implementation. In this phase, it's very important to understand what is the future impact of policy. In this sense, it's very important to develop scenarios techniques. It's important to do an ex-ante impact assessment of policies. And of course, big data and data analytics can help in this regard. And finally, there is the policy evaluation phase. So policy evaluation phase is the phase in which data are collected, data are studied, data are analyzed, and basically is the phases in which we understand what has been the impact of the policies and what are the policies that should be pushed, that should be repeated, and that should be pushed further. There are a lot of technologies that can help in improving policymaking. We have disruptive technologies like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, the continuum edge to cloud, and especially artificial intelligence is very important because artificial intelligence is fueled by data. In fact, there are several artificial intelligence related technologies that are data-based. For instance, chatbots, intelligent digital assistants, virtual agents, recommendation systems, or on the other hand, technologies related to predictive analytics, simulation, and data visualization, which are basically technologies that use the data in order to predict the future. Other important technologies that are related to artificial intelligence and that are fueled by data are, for instance, security analytics and threat intelligence. So the data basically is important because it is really the fuel of artificial intelligence. And in this sense, as we are going to talk about it later, it's important to open data. It's important to make data available. In this sense, it's important to study what is the market of data, who produces the data, who provides the data, and how data can be opened and can be made available for companies, for other public administrations, for other public agencies. So the benefits of the data are clear, but clearly there are also some challenges that are related to data and disruptive technologies. In fact, the adoption of disruptive technologies by public administrations remains somehow limited, and in other senses, it opens up also another set of challenges, which are legal and ethical challenges. Let's take into account, for instance, bias in the algorithmic decision making. This is one of the examples. Secondly, we have that information about the use and evidence of the impact of data and policy making is quite limited. So far, it's still insufficient. Then we also have that a large amount of data is still closed down in silos, and those silos have to be opened. And on this line of thought, the European Commission is pushing a lot into the creation of data spaces. And finally, we have that skills in public administrations related to the management and the procurement of disruptive technologies and of data are still somehow limited. And in this sense, there are many projects which I'm also part that push in this sense. So over the day, we are going to take all these challenges, we are going to talk about these challenges, and we are going to try to figure out how to solve at least part of the challenges. But now it's the time for acknowledgement from my side. So first of all, I would like to thank the University of Brussels for hosting the conference, and in particular Rob Heyman, that is a member of the research group I'm at Smith VAB. So thank you a lot, Rob. Secondly, I would like to thank the general chairs of data and basically the core team of Data for Policy. So Zeynep Engin, who could not be here because of the weather, unfortunately, is not very good around Europe. John Crowcroft, also that could not be here, but he will show up online. Stefan Verhulst, who is here, so happy to see you. Emily, of course, and Andrew, who has been working a lot for making this conference possible. And basically, I want to thank them for having involved me in Data for Policy for several years now, and also as a regional chair, and having me as a partner of this interesting adventure. By the same token, I would like to thank all the speakers and panelists that will talk today, and in particular the keynote lecturer, Gianluca Misuraka from Universidad Politecnica de Madrid, which is a longtime friend and colleague. And also I would like to thank the chair of the plenary panel, Emanuele Baldacci. Welcome here. Likewise, I would like to thank all the partners from the Horizons and CEF projects, which are here represented, Data for Food 2030. We have Georgia, we have Across with Nathan, we have Decido with Antonio Filograna, we have the banners of Glaciation, we have Spotted with Grace, Tango. Unfortunately, Alessandro could not be here, or is arriving from Warsaw somehow, also due to the weather, and we have Danny for usage. And basically, of course, I would like to thank the institution that really is made those projects possible, which is European Commission. Last but not least, I would like to thank my colleagues at the Lisbon Council, which are an intercontinental, let's say, team of fine and enthusiastic professionals, which made every day a huge contribution to the European project. And it's really intercontinental, as they come from the two sides of the world, Brazil and Australia. So we look forward to a beautiful and fruitful discussion in the sessions ahead. Thanks a lot. So I give the floor to Rob Heyman.